again. Okay. So we talked about uh, roles and responsibilities or your introduction, right? In that, you should talk about your strength, especially you have a strong interpersonal skills. See, all these things you can search in the internet, or maybe something you get it. Strong interpersonal skills and quick learner, and you have a positive attitude. All of these things, sometimes it might help you to uh, get a better prospects from the interviewer. Positive attitude, quick learner, strong interpersonal skills, and you are good in collaborating with the team collaboration. You believe in collaboration, or you are a team person instead of individual person. Like that, you should always speak. Okay, we'll go with the roles and responsibilities. Anyone wants to give at least a couple of points one by one? What are the different roles and responsibilities here?
Sir, are you sharing your screen?
Okay, I have not shared my screen. Okay. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody wants to talk about roles and responsibilities? Sindhu, just give me a couple of points.
Yes, sir. About our role is about infra DevOps and application DevOps.
Yeah, infra DevOps.
We use Terraform to
Uh, Terraform too.
automate the automate the.
That's why you should form a sentence before. You remember what Zafira was talking about? Responsible for creating, managing the infrastructure using Terraform. Infrastructure as code tool. Then, if you have to go a little deep dive into this one, what do you need to do now? What are you supposed to speak after you said you are responsible for creating, managing the infrastructure using Terraform? What should be the next step? We were using a modular structure, and the modules are stored in a shared space, shared workspace. We used to import from the location. Uh, you should also talk about there is a different tools team. They are responsible for managing the versions, managing the versions of modules. Each module will have a version. You can use a different version also, even though you're using a module. So it is not highly important. You can just ignore this point. You don't need to talk about it. You can talk about only we were using a modular structure and the modules are stored in the workspace. We used to import them from that location. We start using it. What should be the next step for the infrastructure engineer? We use CI/CD for our automation. We use GitLab CI/CD for infra automation. and we have Terraform.tf files, which contains a variable specific to the environment in which we are creating resources. Then you can talk about, we have environments like dev, test, stage, pre-prod. So this should be your focus always. You should always talk about different environments that you have. Always try to use pre-prod and then directly prod. Don't use UAT always. Sometimes UAT is called as pre-prod is called as UAT. Some different companies have different policies, different naming convention. Okay. Any more you feel like, I mean, we should add more stuff for the roles and responsibilities for infra based on whatever we have learned in the recent past? We are responsible for creating SonarQube server, setting up configuration. So you can form your own sentence, creating Sonar token and putting it in the AWS secrets manager. Apart from that, you will be closely working with the application DevOps team, application DevOps team to hand over the environment in order for them to deploy the application deploy the app to the infra. So you call it as environment. Okay. With respect to task assignment process, so we can also talk about something to application DevOps. What is there in the application DevOps? Managing the environment given by infra, installing necessary dependencies plus security patches, and then deploying application and a CI/CD for application deployment. So what other things the application DevOps do? Monitoring of application that includes CPU, memory, disk, response time, and other performance metrics. So you can say that you used CloudWatch to create alarms, alerts, and dashboards. And you send out notifications using SNS topics. Okay, I want somebody to talk about the task assignment process. Who has a better internet connection? Shweta, can you just give a start in the task assignment process? How do you start working on a task? What is the process followed in your organization?
The task,
Shweta, no, sorry. Your internet is really broken up.
the task will be usually assigned in Jira tools, sir. That
Shweta,
will
sorry.
be
Your
each task will be
your internet is totally broken. Sindhu, can you give a try?
Yes, sir. The task assignment will be done using Jira tool, and we also use Scrum and Agile methodologies.
Okay, we use Scrum. Okay. Okay, talk about it. Yeah, continue.
Yes, sir. In Scrum, first of all, we use planning, Scrum planning in the start of the.
Not Scrum planning, sprint planning. Sprint planning meeting. Okay. Next.
Then we'll
What do you do in the sprint? What do you do in the sprint planning?
in sprint planning, we'll just have the group of tasks which should be completed within the next sprint, sir. So in that sprint, we will have daily Scrum meetings. So first of all, in sprint planning, we'll have up to 2 hours of meeting, and in daily DSM, we'll have up to 15 minutes of meeting.
Uh,
So in daily DSM, we will talk about what we did yesterday and what we will do today, and what are the backlogs which is need to be done,
what you have done yesterday and what you are doing today. Is
and
there
the
any
backlog.
blocker?
Yes, sir.
Not backlog. That is what I'm saying. You will see, you'll report if there is any blocker. And then you will start moving the tasks from in progress to done, complete, or whatever. So the task will be moving from unassigned to assigned. Then in progress, and then it will go for review. Every company will have a different process because they can define their workflow. So you should talk about daily stand-up meetings in which we'll discuss about what we have done yesterday, what we are doing today, and what if there are any blockers, and what is the status of the current ticket. And minimum 3 to 4 tickets I'll be working on a daily basis. The task will be creating an infrastructure in Terraform, creating an infrastructure code in Terraform, um, modifying some of the existing infrastructure code in Terraform, and running the pipeline, managing the pipeline, troubleshooting the CI/CD pipeline, making sure if there are any um, issues reported in the monitoring, or constantly observe the dashboard to understand if everything is going through fine, and checking the health of the instances, health of the services. So all of these things you can talk about it. The task assignment, it should be a sprint planning meeting, and we follow Scrum model, and we use Jira for ticketing, Jira tool for ticketing. These tickets get assigned to you from the sprint planning meeting as well as refinement meeting. That happens once a week. Okay. What is the day-to-day task, Zafira?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Zafira, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
So you should mix few things. You should talk about your Jira process, Jira ticketing tool, and sprint planning meetings or daily stand-up meetings. So we'll have a daily stand-up meeting to discuss about the current tasks. If there are any blockers in progress, the progress of the ticket, and if you need any assistance from other people. And if there are any blockers, all those things we will be talking about in the sprint daily stand-up meeting. And then you will be looking at CI/CD pipeline, any failures reported for each commit, the pipeline is running or not, or any developers reporting issues. In the pipeline. Looking at the SonarQube reports to check if everything is okay. So all of these things you'll be doing it on a daily basis. So you should first talk about your daily stand-up meeting. That happens every day in the morning around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock based on your time and schedule. You should always keep it at like 9:30 or 9 o'clock so that it becomes a daily task and which you never miss it. And then you should talk about what are the tickets assigned to you, how you are progressing in those tickets, if there are any blockers and any other things that you need to do. And you should also keep on updating your ticket with whatever you're doing. And apart from that, you'll be looking at the CI/CD pipeline, all the pipelines which are relevant to you or which are responsible, for which you are responsible. So you'll be looking at all the CI/CD pipelines and fix if there are any issues. And you will also check for each commits, the pipelines are running or not. And you'll also be looking at if developers are reporting any issues. And you'll also be looking at the SonarQube reports. So these things you can add it like this for your daily tasks. With respect to challenges, you can take any example that you have gone through during the project. You remember we have had some issues with the SonarQube deployment, right? What was the deployment issue for SonarQube? Anybody has encountered with T3 micro?
Yes, sir.
What was the issue?
Sir, the SonarQube couldn't be downloaded. The storage issue was the one, sir.
Yeah, there was an Elasticsearch issue because of less storage in the instance. That's why instance didn't boot up. Or you can talk about any CI/CD pipeline issue. What are the pipeline issue that you can talk about? You can talk about your access key, secret key expired. This could be the company maintains a common user, right? Common user or pipeline user access key or secret key that is expired. Due to that, the pipeline stopped working.
Then due to the artifacts,
Okay.
the non-updated one, if we didn't update it, it will throw an error.
Artifacts not updated in the stages.
And one more
Could be-
was when we try to copy the PEM key,
Yeah. When we try to
When we-
copy the PEM key.
PEM key, yeah, the format had to be changed to 64 bit format.
Okay.
Base
Format
64, yeah.
change. Okay. So you need to convert to base 64 format, right?
No.
Anyone else speaking, or is it a? I'm overhearing something.
Sir, it was some glitch.
Okay. So any other example that you have encountered during the? Okay, we'll talk more about challenges. We'll probably in the discussion we'll have more examples. And one more thing, you should always add you have done POC. What is POC?
Which is proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept. So done POC for some tools, like you can say SonarQube. There's a tool called Rancher. There's a tool called there are many tools. You can think about DevOps tools, any tools. You can just say that before getting that implemented, you have done a POC for those tools. Okay, I think that's all I had from me. Any other questions with respect to
Yeah, I
interview?
just have one question. So
Yeah.
how much time will they give for us for this introduction?
No, they won't say that. I mean, you have to finish it up within 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Self-intro should always be minimum 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that. Say self-intro, I would say not more than 2 minutes. And your roles and responsibilities. Roles and responsibilities. You should take 5 minutes time for this. Your daily tasks and process. That you can say just 1 or 2 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. And you can start talking about the project. See here, project means you don't have to really show the architecture of your project, how it is working. You should talk more about the infra DevOps rather than the application DevOps. You should talk more about infra DevOps. So like I told you before, you should talk about Git, GitLab, CI, Terraform, AWS services, Terraform module architecture, automation you've done, like shell scripting. . and your troubleshooting. Like that, you should talk more about it. When you speak about Git, you should talk about the branching strategy. What is the branching strategy here?
The feature branch.
Yeah, creating a feature branch with a feature branch name, your name, feature slash your name dot your ticket ID. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, GitLab CI is all about creating .gitlab CI.yml file for pipeline. That is to create infra. In AWS Cloud. AWS services, you should talk about always this way: networking, or simply say network, compute, storage, and database, security. This is more than enough. You guys know exactly what services fall into which category, right? Network services, what are those?
VPC,
VPC, subnet,
security
internet
group,
gateway. Compute,
It's EC2.
EC2, Lambda. Lambda also you can say. Elastic Beanstalk. ECS also you can talk about it. Okay, storage.
S3, what is
S3.
Storage is S3, Elastic Block Storage, EBS, EFS. You can talk about three different things. S3, EBS, and EFS. Elastic File System, Elastic Block Storage, Elastic File Storage, I guess, Elastic Block Storage, Elastic File Storage, and then database. Database is to store information and retrieve information and do some calculations. It is not just only storing the data, right? You are going to do a lot of manipulation in the database. You're not just going to retrieve the data. Especially to store data in a table format, mostly we use database. So what is security?
Security groups.
Here it is IAM, but you can also include security groups part of it. But most of the times it is IAM. So making sure you create a user with the proper permissions. You create an IAM role with the proper permissions and policies so that it has permissions to access only those set of resources, not anything else. So what is this one? DNS. What service is there in AWS for DNS?
CloudFront, sir.
CloudFront and Route 53. I mean, it should be Route 53 only.
Yep.
CloudFront is again a different kind of service. It cannot, I mean, I don't think it is directly following on DNS. It's called edging, edge networking. Okay. So when you move on to the Terraform module architecture, you should talk about how to create modules, how to use modules, how to import the modules. So that is very important. So automation, shell scripting, small use cases for automation. For example, deploy, destroy, clean up, all these things you can talk about it. troubleshooting CI/CD pipeline. Any issues with credentials and permissions, you can talk about it in the CI/CD pipeline. Existing pipeline which is running, which might fail because of some other changes by cloud engineers. Cloud engineers who are the one taking care of the security in cloud. They might apply a new policy that might affect your running pipelines. New security policy affect running pipelines. Okay. I think we can go to close it. Any more questions or discussions? Oh, okay, you can stop recording for now.